Hello everyone. There is a person you spend more time with than anyone else in this world. You wake up with this person. You go to sleep with this person. You hear this person's thoughts every single day. You see this person in the mirror. And no matter where you go, you cannot escape this person. That person is you. But here is the question. Asterisk asterisk, do you truly love yourself? Asterisk asterisk, not in an arrogant way, not by believing you are better than everyone else, not by pretending that you have no weaknesses. I mean something much deeper. Can you accept yourself when you make mistakes? Can you forgive yourself for your past? Can you look in the mirror and appreciate the person looking back at you? Can you continue believing in yourself when other people stop believing in you? Can you be kind to yourself on the days when you feel weak, tired, confused, or unsuccessful? Many people spend their entire lives searching for love from other people while forgetting the most important relationship they will ever have, the relationship with themselves. We want someone to tell us that we are beautiful. We want someone to tell us that we are talented. We want someone to tell us that we matter. We want someone to choose us. But what happens when nobody is there to say those words? What happens when the person you trusted walks away? What happens when you fail? What happens when you look around and feel that everyone else is moving forward while you are standing still? That is when you discover whether you have built a relationship with yourself or whether you have been depending entirely on other people to tell you your worth. Learning to love yourself does not mean that life suddenly becomes perfect. It means that even when life becomes difficult, you refuse to abandon yourself. It means you become your own source of encouragement. It means you stop treating yourself like an enemy. And perhaps most importantly, it means understanding that asterisk asterisk, your worth was never dependent on your achievements, appearance, relationships, money, or other people's opinions. Asterisk asterisk, you were valuable before you achieved anything. You were worthy before anyone praised you. You mattered before anyone noticed you. And you still matter today. Sometimes the hardest person to forgive is yourself. We remember our mistakes. We remember embarrassing moments. We remember opportunities we missed. We remember words we wish we had never spoken. We remember people we trusted who hurt us. And sometimes we carry these memories for years. We tell ourselves, I should have known better. I should have been stronger. I should not have made that mistake. I wasted so much time. I am not good enough. But ask yourself something. Would you speak to a child the same way you speak to yourself? If a child made a mistake, would you tell them that they were worthless? If someone you loved failed, would you tell them they had no future? If your best friend was struggling, would you tell them to hate themselves? Probably not. So why do you speak to yourself that way? Why do you give everyone else compassion, but deny it to yourself? You deserve the same kindness you give to other people. You deserve patience. You deserve forgiveness. You deserve another chance. Your mistakes are part of your story, but they are not the entire story. A mistake can teach you, a failure can redirect you, a painful experience can make you wiser, a difficult chapter can prepare you for a stronger future. You do not have to love everything that happened to you, but you can learn to accept that it happened and decide that it will not control the rest of your life. There is a difference between saying, I made a mistake, and saying, I am a mistake. One describes an action. The other attacks your identity. Never confuse the two. You can fail without being a failure. You can struggle without being weak. You can feel lost without being hopeless. You can have imperfections without being unworthy. This is where self-love begins. It begins with changing the way you speak to yourself. Listen carefully to your inner voice. What does it say when you look in the mirror? What does it say when you make a mistake? What does it say when someone criticizes you? What does it say when you compare yourself to someone else? If your inner voice constantly says, you are not enough, then you need to challenge that voice, not because you should lie to yourself, but because you should learn to see yourself realistically. You are not perfect, neither is anyone else. You have weaknesses, so does everyone. You have made mistakes, so has everyone. You have moments of insecurity, so does everyone, but none of these things cancel your value. One of the biggest enemies of self-love is comparison. We live in a world where we can see hundreds of people's lives before breakfast. We see their success, their beautiful homes, their vacations, their careers, their relationships, their perfect pictures. And then we look at our own lives and wonder why we are behind. But remember something important. You are comparing your real life to someone else's edited life. You see their highlights, you do not see their private struggles, you do not see their sleepless nights. You do not see their failures, you do not see their fears, you do not see the moments when they question themselves. Every person carries a story that you cannot fully see, so stop measuring your worth against someone else's timeline. Your journey is yours. Maybe someone reached their goal at 25. Maybe you reach yours at 35. That does not make your success less meaningful. Maybe someone found love before you. That does not mean you are unlovable. Maybe someone became financially successful earlier. That does not mean you are incapable. Maybe someone has a different life. That does not mean your life is wrong. You are not late. You are not behind. You are simply walking a different path. And sometimes the most beautiful things happen when you stop rushing to become someone else and start becoming the best version of yourself. Self-love also means accepting your body. This can be difficult because society constantly tells us how we should look. We are shown unrealistic standards. We are told what is beautiful. We are told what is attractive. We are encouraged to hide certain features and change ourselves to receive approval. But your body is not your enemy. Your body carries you through life. It gets you out of bed. It allows you to experience the world. It survives difficult days. It deserves respect. You do not have to love every part of your appearance every single day. But you can learn to stop hating yourself for not looking like someone else. Beauty is not one shape. Beauty is not one size. Beauty is not one age. And your value is certainly not measured by your appearance. Take care of yourself because you respect yourself, not because you believe you must earn the right to exist. Eat well because your body deserves nourishment. Rest because you deserve recovery. Move your body because it deserves care. Dress in a way that makes you feel comfortable. Take care of your health, but do these things from a place of love, not punishment. There is a huge difference between saying, "I want to take care of myself," and saying, "I hate myself, so I need to change." The first comes from self-respect. The second comes from self-rejection. Choose self-respect. Another important part of loving yourself is learning to set boundaries. Sometimes we think being a good person means saying yes to everyone. We feel guilty when we say no. We worry that people will be disappointed. We fear that someone will leave, so we keep giving, we keep sacrificing. We keep accepting disrespect, and eventually we become exhausted. You need to understand this. *** saying no does not make you selfish. *** protecting your peace does not make you cruel. Leaving unhealthy situations does not make you a bad person. You can love someone and still have boundaries. You can care about people without allowing them to destroy your peace. You can forgive someone without giving them unlimited access to your life. Your time matters, your energy matters, your emotional well-being matters, your boundaries matter. Sometimes self-love looks like walking away. Sometimes it looks like ending a conversation. Sometimes it looks like refusing to explain yourself again and again. Sometimes it looks like choosing silence instead of an argument, and sometimes it simply looks like saying, "This is no longer healthy for me." You do not need permission to protect your peace. But there is another side to self-love that many people forget. Self-love is not only about comfort. It is also about accountability. Loving yourself does not mean allowing yourself to remain stuck. It does not mean making excuses for every mistake. It does not mean saying, "This is just who I am." When you know you need to grow, real self-love challenges you. It says you can do better, you can learn, you can change, you can apologize, you can become wiser. You can build discipline. You can stop repeating the same destructive patterns. Sometimes the most loving thing you can do for yourself is to make a difficult change. Maybe you need to stop procrastinating. Maybe you need to leave a harmful environment. Maybe you need to learn a new skill. Maybe you need to become more disciplined. Maybe you need to stop chasing people who do not value you. Maybe you need to stop making promises to yourself that you never keep. Whatever it is, remember this: you are worth the effort. Your future self deserves the work you do today. Think about the promises you make to yourself. You say, "Tomorrow I will start." Then tomorrow comes and you postpone it again. After enough time, you begin losing trust in yourself. You start believing that you cannot depend on yourself. This is why small promises matter. If you tell yourself you will wake up early, try. If you say you will study for 30 minutes, do it. If you decide to exercise, start with something manageable. If you want to learn English, practice every day. If you want to build a YouTube channel, create consistently. You do not have to transform your entire life overnight. Start small. Every time you keep a promise to yourself, you build self-trust. And self-trust is one of the foundations of confidence. Confidence is not always standing in front of a crowd and feeling powerful. Sometimes confidence is quietly knowing, "I can handle whatever comes next. I may not know everything, but I can learn. I may fail, but I can try again. I may feel afraid, but I can still move forward." That is real strength. And remember, you do not have to wait until you feel confident before taking action. Sometimes confidence comes after action. You take the first step while you are afraid. Then you take another, then another, and eventually you look back and realize, "I am stronger than I thought." There will be days when you do not feel motivated. There will be days when you question your direction. There will be days when progress seems invisible. On those days, do not abandon yourself. Rest if you need to rest, cry if you need to cry, take a break, talk to someone you trust, but remember that one difficult day does not define your entire life. You are allowed to have bad days. You are allowed to feel tired. You are allowed to not have all the answers. You are human. Sometimes we expect ourselves to be strong every second. But strength does not mean never breaking down. Strength means allowing yourself to feel, recover, and continue. Your emotions are not weaknesses. They are signals. Listen to them. If you are tired, rest. If you are overwhelmed, slow down. If you are hurt, give yourself time. If you are confused, pause and reflect. You do not have to solve your entire life today. Sometimes you only need to take the next step. One of the most powerful things you can do is stop waiting for someone else to validate you. People may praise you today and criticize you tomorrow. People may support you today and disappear tomorrow. People may understand your dreams or completely misunderstand them. If your confidence depends entirely on their opinions, your emotional stability will always be controlled by other people. Learn to appreciate yourself. Celebrate your progress. Be proud of yourself, not because you are better than anyone else, but because you know how hard you have worked. Maybe nobody noticed the struggle you went through. You noticed. Maybe nobody saw the tears you cried. You saw them. Maybe nobody understood how difficult it was to keep going. You know. Give yourself credit. You survived days you thought you could never survive. You have already overcome things you once believed would destroy you. That means something. Your history is proof that you are capable of moving through difficult seasons, and when the next difficult season arrives, remember that you have survived before, you can survive again. There is also something powerful about accepting that not everyone will like you. This can be difficult. We want everyone to understand us. We want everyone to approve of us, but that is impossible. You can be kind and someone will still misunderstand you. You can be honest and someone will still criticize you. You can do your best and someone will still say you are not enough. Do not spend your entire life trying to become acceptable to everyone. You were not created to satisfy every person you meet. Your responsibility is to live according to your values. Be respectful, be honest, be compassionate, do your best, and then accept that other people's opinions are not always within your control. When someone rejects you, it does not automatically mean something is wrong with you. Sometimes people simply want different things. Sometimes paths separate. Sometimes relationships end. Sometimes opportunities disappear. It hurts, but rejection is not always a verdict on your worth. Sometimes it is redirection. Sometimes the door closes because another path is waiting. You may not understand it immediately, but with time you may look back and realize that what you thought was an ending was actually a beginning. So if someone walks away from you, let them walk. Do not destroy yourself trying to convince someone to stay. The people who truly value you will not require you to constantly prove your worth. And if you find yourself alone for a season, do not immediately assume that you are unwanted. Solitude can teach you things that crowds never will. When you spend time alone, you begin hearing your own thoughts. You begin discovering what you actually want. You begin understanding your values. You begin becoming comfortable with your own company. Being alone is not always loneliness. Sometimes being alone is where you rebuild yourself. Use that time, read, learn, create, pray, or reflect if that is meaningful to you. Walk, write, dream, plan, heal, become someone you are proud to spend time with, because the relationship you have with yourself will influence every other relationship you build. If you constantly believe you are worthless, you may accept people who treat you poorly. If you believe you do not deserve love, you may settle for less than healthy relationships. If you believe your voice does not matter, you may remain silent when you should speak. But when you respect yourself, your standards change. You begin asking, does this relationship respect me? Does this environment help me grow? Does this person value me? Does this opportunity align with my goals? Does this choice bring me closer to the person I want to become? Self-love gives you the courage to choose differently. It teaches you that being alone is better than being surrounded by people who constantly destroy your confidence. It teaches you that peace is valuable. It teaches you that your future matters. And it teaches you that you do not need to remain the person you were yesterday. You can change. You can start again. You can reinvent yourself. Maybe you have spent years believing something negative about yourself. Today can be the day you challenge that belief. Maybe you were told that you were not smart enough. Prove to yourself that you can learn. Maybe you were told that your dreams were unrealistic. Work toward them anyway. Maybe someone made you feel like you were difficult to love. Remember that one person's opinion does not define your capacity to be loved. Maybe you failed many times. Try again with the lessons you learned. Your past may explain you, but it does not have to control you. You are allowed to become someone new, and becoming someone new does not mean rejecting your past. It means learning from it. Take the lessons, leave the shame. Take the wisdom, leave the self-hatred. Take the memories, leave the unnecessary guilt. You cannot rewrite yesterday, but you can influence tomorrow. So ask yourself, what kind of person do I want to become? Not what does society expect, not what will make everyone happy, not what will impress people. What do you want? Maybe you want to become more confident, maybe more peaceful, maybe more disciplined, maybe more compassionate, maybe more educated, maybe more independent, maybe more courageous. Whatever your answer is, start becoming that person through small daily choices. If you want confidence, speak up once today. If you want discipline, complete one task you have been avoiding. If you want peace, stop feeding unnecessary arguments. If you want knowledge, read a few pages. If you want health, take care of your body. If you want a better future, take one action toward it. Your life changes through repeated choices, not one giant moment. small choices, repeated consistently. That is how transformation happens. And please, remember something else. Do not wait until your life is perfect before allowing yourself to be happy. You may think, I will love myself when I lose weight. I will be happy when I get the job. I will respect myself when I become successful. I will feel worthy when someone loves me. But what if that day takes longer than expected? Are you going to spend years rejecting yourself? No. Your life is happening now. You can work toward improvement while still appreciating who you are today. You can have goals without hating your current self. You can want to grow without believing that you are worthless. There is nothing wrong with saying, I am proud of how far I have come, and I am excited about how much further I can go. That is healthy ambition. That is growth. That is self-love. And when you begin loving yourself, something beautiful happens. You stop begging for crumbs of attention. You stop chasing people who repeatedly ignore you. You stop trying to prove that you deserve basic respect. You stop shrinking yourself to make other people comfortable. You begin walking differently, not because you think you are better than others, but because you finally understand that you are valuable too. You begin saying, I deserve respect. I deserve peace. I deserve healthy relationships. I deserve opportunities. I deserve to grow. I deserve to forgive myself. I deserve another chance. And most importantly, I deserve to be on my own side. Imagine what your life would look like if you stopped fighting yourself. Imagine waking up and not immediately criticizing your appearance. Imagine making a mistake and responding with, what can I learn from this? Imagine receiving criticism without allowing it to destroy your identity. Imagine being able to walk away from people who disrespect you. Imagine pursuing your dreams without constantly asking whether you are good enough. Imagine becoming your own biggest supporter. That is the journey. It will not happen overnight. Some days you will feel strong. Other days you will struggle. That is okay. Self-love is not a destination. It is a practice. Every day you practice it. Every time you forgive yourself. Every time you protect your peace. Every time you choose growth. Every time you speak kindly to yourself. Every time you keep a promise to yourself. Every time you refuse to compare your journey to someone else's. Every time you choose courage over fear. You are building a stronger relationship with yourself. So today I want you to make a decision. Not a huge promise, just one decision. Decide that you will stop being cruel to yourself. Decide that you will stop using your past as a weapon against your present. Decide that you will stop measuring your worth by other people's opinions. Decide that you will take care of yourself. Decide that you will give yourself permission to grow, and decide that you will never again forget that you are a human being worthy of compassion. You do not need to become perfect to deserve love. You do not need to become successful to deserve respect. You do not need to look like someone else to deserve confidence. You do not need everyone's approval to have value. You already have value. Now your job is to recognize it. There will always be people who doubt you. Let them. There will always be people who criticize you. Learn what is useful and release the rest. There will always be people who underestimate you. Do not spend your life trying to convince them. Build yourself, grow quietly, work consistently, heal deeply, and let your life become the answer. One day you may look back at the person you are today and realize how much you have changed. You will remember the insecurity, the fear, the confusion, the nights when you wondered whether things would ever improve, and you will be grateful that you did not give up on yourself. That is the greatest gift you can give yourself. Asterisk, asterisk, do not abandon yourself. Asterisk, asterisk, when the world becomes difficult, stay with yourself. When you fail, stay with yourself. When someone leaves, stay with yourself. When you feel lost, stay with yourself. When you are afraid, stay with yourself. When you do not know what comes next, take one small step and stay with yourself, because you are the person who will be there through every chapter. So build a relationship with yourself that feels safe. Speak to yourself with kindness. Hold yourself accountable with compassion. Give yourself room to grow. Celebrate your progress. Forgive your mistakes. Protect your peace. Follow your dreams and never forget where you started. You are not your worst day. You are not your biggest mistake. You are not someone else's rejection. You are not your failures. You are not the negative things people have said about you. You are a human being still learning, still growing, still becoming, and that is beautiful. Maybe your story has been difficult. Maybe you have experienced disappointment. Maybe you have lost people. Maybe you have failed. Maybe you have spent years doubting yourself, but your story is not finished. There are still chapters you have not read. There are still opportunities you have not discovered. There are still people you have not met. There are still dreams waiting for you. There are still versions of yourself you have not become. So do not give up on the person you are becoming. Take care of that person. Believe in that person. Protect that person and love that person, because that person is you, and you deserve your own love too. Before you leave this video, I want you to do something simple. Look at yourself in the mirror, take a deep breath and say, I am still here. I am learning, I am growing, I forgive myself, I believe in myself, I deserve love, I deserve peace, I will not give up on myself. Say it even if you do not completely believe it yet. Say it until your mind begins to hear it. Say it until your heart begins to accept it. And then take one small action that proves those words are true. Rest if you need rest. Start if you need to start. Apologize if you need to apologize. Walk away if you need to walk away. Study if you need to study. Create if you need to create. Dream if you need to dream. But whatever you do, do not abandon yourself. Your life is valuable. Your dreams are valuable. Your voice is valuable. Your future is valuable. And you are valuable. So love yourself not because you are perfect, but because you are human. Love yourself not because you have achieved everything, but because you are still trying. Love yourself not because everyone approves of you, but because you are learning to approve of yourself. And love yourself enough to become the person you know you can be. Your journey may be slow. That is okay. Your progress may be invisible sometimes. That is okay. You may fall. That is okay. Just get back up. Keep moving, keep learning, keep growing, keep believing. And above all, asterisk asterisk, keep choosing yourself. Asterisk asterisk, because the moment you begin to truly love yourself is the moment you stop asking the world to prove that you are worthy. You finally understand that your worth was never something the world had to give you. It was already there. It was always there, and it will always be there. So walk forward with courage. Carry your scars with dignity. Carry your dreams with hope. Carry your mistakes as lessons. Carry your future with faith. And carry yourself with love. Because you are not here merely to survive. You are here to live, to grow, to learn, to become, to inspire, to make mistakes, to start again, to create meaning, and to discover just how powerful you can become when you finally stop fighting yourself and start standing beside yourself. Asterisk asterisk, love yourself, forgive yourself, believe in yourself, and never give up on yourself. Asterisk asterisk, your story is still being written. And the next chapter can be beautiful.